Satan became interested in Job because Job was a mature believer in Jesus Christ. This is not stories. This is something that happened really. And so there was a time the angels were going to heaven and Satan was also going to them to worship God. And God saw Satan coming in from God and said, where are you going? Satan said, Satan said, I've been running to and fro throughout the whole earth. God said, asked Satan, have you seen my servant Job? Satan smiled and said, hey, he's not Job. Are you calling him your servant? Your son? Because you have already blessed him. You blessed him with all he has, and then that's why he's worshiping you. He's not worshiping you from the heart. He's worshiping you because you have already blessed him. So remove everything from him. Job will never even worship you anymore. That's what God said, okay. I know Job is worshiping me from the heart. He's not worshiping me because I've already blessed him. And God gave Job permission to go and test Job's wealth. Try them. Try those problems. Remove them from Job. And so God gives Satan authority to test Job in what is called prosperity testing. Prosperity testing. Just like we're having today. And then Satan left the presence of the Lord to go and torment Job. First, he killed his cows, killed his cattle, killed the children. In one day, thunder from heaven came and smashed Job's prosperity down. Somebody who lost millions of dollars in one day. Lost everything that he had. So when they came to Job to inform Job that everything he has is gone, Job had positive attitude toward God himself. He was not worshiping God based on the fact that God has already blessed him. So as we do today, give money so that God will double it. Or give your money offering to the Lord himself so that, no. Immediately the information got to Job. The Bible said, in Job chapter 1 from verse 21, Job fell down on the ground. Job 1:21, and worshipped God. And he said, naked have I come to this world, and naked shall I return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. You see the type of maturity? Job never complained about wealth. He never complained like shy. Oh, I'm dying today. Where's the lawyer? I'm going to commit suicide. He never did that. He never what? He fell down completely and said, naked have I come to this world. I can't be naked. And of course, we don't come here naked if we realize the fact that we are not going to the grave with our vehicles, with our money. If we realize the fact that we are not going to the grave except our cloth, if we have a cloth, one shoe, one trouser, one skate, one blouse, or that is exactly what we are going to the grave for, if at all. We are not going to the grave with money. There's no money there. Dollars is not a legal currency in heaven at all. And that is exactly what Job realized. Job said, naked have I come into this world, and naked shall I return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Job never sinned against God himself. Satan failed completely because he thought Job was going to malign and insult God like what did he, sometimes once we lose the job, we're in panic button, we hit the button, we crack our head. Where am I going to pay the bills? Am I going to mortgage? Am I going to come and finish? Job never did that. He understood that God is working behind the scene. Even if God is not working behind the scene, whatever happens, I'm not going to stop worshiping God himself. And then Satan fell, and Satan came again the second time to try Job. Where did he try Job? Health. health. Satan struck Job with a sword, with sickness. Job became so terrible, almost a leper, scratching his borders and all that. You lost your job, lost your position, lost everything, and then even your health, you're not even getting it. Job never sinned against God one day. Even though the wife came and said, like I told you, Satan left only the wife of Job. He took everything he had, but left the wife. You know why he left the wife? To use the wife for the husband. Satan left the wife so that Satan could go through the wife to bring down Job, to completely wipe Job's son. The wife came to Job like prostitutes used to do, like what they did to Samson, Delilah, in a very subtle manner. My husband, the life you are living is not good. Look at how you are. Could you imagine? Are you crying for? I have advice for you, please. Curse God and die. It's better you go, because the life you are living now is not. I'm too ashamed. You see how subtly women, if somebody can say, I'm not saying all women, but that's exactly, he said that, you know what he does? Curse God and die, so that we can be able to. Because the life you are living, no hospital will ever accept you in there. You can't be being admitted in the world anymore. But Job, who was matured, Job said, you are talking like other women. You're not talking like somebody else. He didn't even abuse the wife or rain insult on her. But he said, you are talking like any other particular women. Satan failed completely. Because the wife could not succeed. Satan could not succeed through the wife. Because Job was as solid as the rock of Gibraltar. The rock. If you go to the rock of Gibraltar, it's a rock between Egypt and the Malta. That rock is very huge. But the water that flies into rock of Gibraltar only makes the rock of Gibraltar clean. So the water pours into that rock. No ship goes in there. Boom, boom, boom. Each time that rock is sparkling. Sparkles. Instead of destroying the rock is sparkling. Adversity, problems, makes you shine. It makes you difficult. If you stand still and stand tall. Job never complained. At a time, look at what Job said. When the situation became so worse, it became terrible. Job said in Job 17:25, let me tell you something, and this is something every one of us should go today. Job 17:25. Job is before Psalms. Job is before Psalms. After Esther. Job chapter 19:25. Look at what Job said. Job said, are you there? After Psalms, he said, have you seen it?
Yes.
Job said, for I know that my Redeemer lives, and he shall stand with me on the earth. And after my skin is destroyed, this I know that in my flesh, Job, I will see God. Not only seeing God in verse 27, whom I shall see for myself, and my eyes shall behold, and not another. And how my heart yearned for him. Hang on. Job was seeing the invisible. The believer is not looking at the visible things. The believer looks at the invisible. Job knows. He said, I know that whatever happens to me, whatever situation that comes my way, whatever circumstances, despite the obstacles I'm having, I know that the Redeemer lives. I know. Not only knowledge, it's like if you look at that word, I know, it's not just intellectual knowledge. I know. No. He understood, he knew very well that he knew that Jehovah lives. despite whatever circumstance. And he said, and he shall be with me at the last day. Doctrine. He said, and after my skin, even if my skin is destroyed, remember the Bible said, do not fear him who kills the body, but fear him who kills the body and the soul and cast them into hell. So this body is not something we need. It's flesh. This body is subject to decay. Do not fear the person who kills him, but fear the person who kills both the body and the soul and cast them into hell, which is Christ himself. That's one you need to fear. So Job understood. He said, I know that after my skin is destroyed, even if I perish today, Job, I know in my flesh. What flesh does it mean? Celestial body. Not the terrestrial, not the blood. The celestial body, the body that is not that cannot decay, the resurrection body. I know that in my resurrection body, Job, I will see Jehovah. I will see God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I will see in my flesh, the terrestrial flesh, I am going to see God. I'm not only seeing him, and whom I will see for myself. Nobody is going to show it. I will see God himself. And because I'm going to see God, how my heart yearn for him, as the deer pants for water, so is my soul pants for the word of God himself. As the deer pants for water. You know, deer is an animal, he pants for, so my soul pants for him. I know that whatever happens, what is life, what is verb, what is sheep, what is wife, what is husband, what is it? I know that whatever happens, my Redeemer is still living. And he will be with me on the resurrection day. I know, Job, that in my flesh, in my celestial body, I'm going to see the Lord himself. Not only seeing him, I will be, nobody's going to show me. I'm going to see Jesus Christ. We shall see him face to face. And how my soul yearns, how my soul crave, how my soul is wandering in amazing grace. How sweet the sound. I'm going to see him by and by. Whatever. Because, why? We have hope. Unbelievers do not have hope. We have hope. And that's why the Bible said, if only in this life we have hope, we are all men most miserable. So it's not only in this life we have hope of seeing Jesus Christ face to face into a place of no more sorrow, no more tears, no more sadness, no more mortgage to pay or bills to pay, for the former things has passed away. And that is exactly what Job was yearning for. And how I wish we can be challenged with those. Go home and be challenged that whatever circumstances that comes in our way, we should stand tall and stand still and see the salvation of the Lord himself. The Lord is working behind everything in our lives, including our job, including our families. Whatever happens to us, God knows about it. In fact, the Bible said, none of your hair shall fall to the ground without my consent. There's nothing that can, if your hair, like people, my children today, last night, they all plaited their hair waiting for tomorrow's school. Every hair that fell on the ground, God knows about it. Could you imagine that? Every hair that falls to the ground, that God has already known. In fact, the Bible said in the song, I think it probably said, the dice is cast. If you're having a debate, green, white, okay, is that green? This is white. Once you cast it on the ground, before